In living memory, thousands of residents in the town of Matera were so poor they lived in damp, dark caves.
People were living in the caves here until the 1950s, when the Italian Prime Minister declared this poverty a national scandal, and everybody was moved out, forcibly moved out of the caves into public housing, and so a whole way of life ended.
Matera is now turning its once shameful caves into an asset. Many of them are being refashioned as holiday homes and fancy hotels.
Marco?
Hello. Yeah, it's me. This is your cave.
This is my... Look at this! It's astonishing. This was a home.
Family share the house with donkeys, cow, big animals.
People lived with their animals inside the cave. Flipping heck. I sense that you're turning this from something that is shameful or embarrassing, or people feel that way about it, into something to be incredibly proud of.
Exactly. We start to understand that there is a way to live again. We need to be proud of this.
Isn't it totally spectacular? Something and somewhere I won't ever forget. I'll enjoy a good night's sleep tonight, I think. Wow. I mean, look at this. This is almost biblical. Come on now.
Matera isn't following the script of southern Italy's decline.
Oh, look. Italian wedding. Fantastic. What a completely splendid sight. Any wedding, anything like this, it represents rejuvenation, regeneration. It's so good to see, because too many towns and villages in southern Italy have been completely depopulated in recent generations. But here, this has got a future. Aww. It's beautiful.
We were in the toe of Italy, now we're in the arch, and we're heading for the heel. And Italy's heel belongs to the region of Pulia, one of the country's most picturesque and productive farming areas.
Oh, wow, out there, this is the Adriatic bit of the Mediterranean. Pretty spectacular, eh? Goodness, so these are all olive trees down here. Thousands and thousands of them.
Pulia is the absolute heart of Italy's olive oil industry, producing more than 50% of the country's entire output. I met up with a plant pathologist called Margherita D'Amico, who's in love with the olive tree.
Margherita, how old do you think this one would be?
Penso circa 2000 anni.
2,000 years old. Do you ever just give them a hug?
Impossibile.
What about a little cuddle?
Ah, sì,
Oh.
sì. Studiavo sotto l'albero di olivo, da quando sono piccolina. È l'anima dei pugliesi.
But the soul of the people of Pulia is threatened. Olive trees here are facing a catastrophe. The region is ground zero for a deadly disease called Xylella. Next day, Margherita took me to the front line.
These trees, what's happening to them?
Stanno disseccando. Questi rami sono completamente secchi, morti.
It's completely dry and dead.
Sì.
This is so serious, some call the disease the olive tree Ebola. To stop it spreading, authorities advise farmers to set up containment zones.
This is horrific. This is hundreds of trees that have been chopped down.
Government scientists say all the trees in a 100-metre radius of those affected need to be removed. It could mean 1 million or more of Pulia's olive trees are destroyed. Olive trees and production around much of the Mediterranean is now threatened. Many locals here vehemently disagree with the containment policy. Margherita is among the respected scientists who think it's a mistake.
Di olivo deve convivere con I patogeni. Le buone pratiche agricole rinforzano la pianta di olivo e la rendono capace di difendersi anche da xylella.
My guide in Tunisia, Shelby Ben Brahim, was taking me to a slightly more familiar corner of the country.
This is Luke Skywalker's home.
Yeah. This is one of the Star Wars sites.
Look at this. Hollywood control panel. Hollywood's finest set dressing here. There's something a little bit sad about this place, actually. I would have thought this was a sacred place of pilgrimage for Star Wars fans. Hundreds of millions of them that there are.
But visitor numbers to Tunisia have plummeted since 2 deadly terror attacks in 2015, in which 59 tourists were killed. A human tragedy that also had a huge economic impact.
Apparently they used to get 250, 300 visitors for lunch alone every day here. Now it's mainly just a few Tunisians who come here. It's hard for tourist sites in this country to survive without people coming from abroad.
It's a long way from Hollywood, but the Star Wars set designers didn't have to do a lot of work to create Luke Skywalker's home. They used centuries-old cave dwellings belonging to one of North Africa's ancient cultures.
Flipping heck. This village is unbelievable.
I was arriving in an ancient settlement called Chenini.
عندنا احنا توا السكانين الجبل كلهم في ليبيا في تونس كان هذه مناطق بربرية الأمازيغ الأصل الأمازيغ لغة مازيغية سموها مازيغ ملك مازيغ بكر.
The Amazigh, better known as the Berbers, became a minority when Arabs from the Middle East spread out across Mediterranean North Africa. But there's still some who carve out a traditional Berber livelihood.
Bloody hell. It's a giant hamster on a wheel, isn't it? Oh, you poor thing.
The camel does get released and rested, but it's still horrific work. Amor Masewi still crushing olives into a paste using the same method as his ancestors.
Goodness me, so what are you doing?
نعبي الشوي تو نعبي الشوي ونحطهم غادي هذه ونحطوهم هنا واحدة فوق واحدة واحدة فوق واحدة حتى النيفو هذا فهمت؟
So it squashes down the paste under here, and then what comes out?
الزيت.
Look at that! And that is a pure, traditional olive oil. Do you know how long your ancestors have been doing it this way?
ودير الساكنة حلاش نقبل عندها. مخدومة مع البلاد هذه. مخدومة مع البلاد الفيلاج.
That's a hell of a tradition, isn't it? Where are you taking us?
هذا عندهم قرون برشا قرون. عندهم ديار تحت جبل ومغارات تحت جبل.
Are all the buildings dilapidated or are people still living in them?
لا الفوق فارغة وحتى الوطة فارغة. فيهم عباد هاجر لتونس.
The Berbers consider themselves an oppressed minority across North Africa, and many of their villages are struggling to survive. Amor has a plan for Chinini. He wants to attract more visitors to this beautiful village. They could stay in some of the traditional Berber homes he's building, by hand.
Which is yours here?
خدمتهم كلها له. الأخرى كملتها وأنا من غادي أعمل لها باب مولها. وهذه ما زلت ما كملتهمش. هاي مرحبا هاي. هات معك هاك البيوش. بسم الله.
Flipping heck.
أنا حفرتها كل.
Have you cut into the rock here by hand? You've carved and hacked your way in here?
بالمسكلوات وبالخبرة أقول لك. ما زال متر ونكملها اللي آخر كو.
So you've got to take out all this bedrock here?
كل تنحى كل. أنا ريت كيفاش نقصها بالبيوش من هنا. نقص بالبيوش هنا لين نوصل هنا. لين نوصل هنا.
Do you think it's in your blood that you know how to work the rock here?
علموني تعلمت مع ناس كبار.
Come on then, boss. There's a crack!
معلم أنت معلم.
Life around the Mediterranean was proving much more extreme than I'd ever expected. As I neared the end of the first part of my journey, I headed back towards Albania's coast.
Albania has perhaps the greatest system of wetlands in the entire Mediterranean. It's an absolutely crucial rest stop for birds that are crossing the Mediterranean Sea.
The largest and most important of these coastal lagoons is Karavasta National Park,
Look at this! It is completely enormous.
a critical habitat for an incredible 250 species of birds, many of them threatened by hunting around the Mediterranean. I met up with a heroic conservationist called Ardian Koçi, the park's director.
Tu shikon këtë park dashurohet shumë shpejt me të pasaj.
Morning.
Po shkojmë për të ishin pelikanët.
Pelicans? You have pelicans in the park?
Po ne kemi një koloni pelikanësh.
Wow! What a beautiful creature. To see something that large in flight is a real treasure. Oh my goodness! It's a whole island of pelicans. Brilliant. What do you love about them?
Mënyra se si ato ecjen e kanë paksa që sharake nga që tundës.
They're really crammed onto their little islands there, but they seem to get on okay.
Kanë një organizim tepër të saktë në rrinjë nga prindrit dhe prindri tjetër pastaj shkon edhe peshkon.
They share parental responsibility.
Around the Mediterranean,
Pelican incoming.
tens, possibly hundreds of millions of birds are hunted every year. In Egypt and Lebanon, birds are slaughtered in their millions. Even inside the European Union, when nature laws should protect vulnerable species, it's a scandal. Italy is one of the worst offenders. In Albania, guns are in plentiful supply and hunting was a huge threat. But then in 2014, the government here set an example to the rest of the Mediterranean and banned outright all hunting.
What was life like here before the hunting ban?
Dark, natën. Edhe gjatë ditës kishte momente që dëgjoheshin krisma. Kjo gjë solli pasaj që në park të ishte një gjendje shumë e keqe në drejtim të faunës, sidomos të.
How important was the ban?
Një vit më vonë, masi filloi moratoriumin, thënë 3 fishin ishin të rrezikshëm se gjithmonë ato ishin të armatosur, kurse ne ishim pa armë Dhe gjuetari në momentin e parë është paksa agresiv. Ato munduan me të gjitha mënyrat të na joshnin duke ofruar dhe para.
They tried to bribe you.
Nuk I eci dhe ne vazhduam rrugën tonë.
Very brave, and that's what it takes.
Here? Okay.
Okej, daj. Bravo.
What's the reason for putting the boys out?
Me qëllim për t'i treguar peshkatarëve ose vizitorëve që vinë me varka që nuk duhet të kalohet ky rrethim. Duam t'i krijojmë një qetësi absolute e pelikanëve.
So we are protecting the pelicans.
Okej,
Okay.
Simon here.
Here?
Daj. Sot kemi bërë një punë mirë bashkë.
The biggest battle to safeguard these wetlands may still lie ahead. Albania, naturally enough, wants a slice of the Med's massive tourist industry, with all the investment and jobs that go with it.
There is a plan for a colossal resort to be built here on a scale rarely seen around the Mediterranean. It would start roughly 10 miles in that direction. And it would completely transform the national park.
The future of Karavasta National Park is still to be decided. But there is hope. With its hunting ban, Albania has already shown it can take tough decisions to protect the environment and the wonder of the Mediterranean.